Alright guys, welcome back to God of War 2. Last we met in God of War 2, we defeated Uriel in her temple, and now we can continue on out of Destiny's Atrium and what we had. So yeah, this was the door I mentioned probably a couple parts ago. Nice job, dipshit. Where you have to use the Golden Fleece to destroy, well, it's not door, but a wall. But again, I have to ask, I know I've probably asked this like 30 times over at this point. How the hell did people get farther than Kratos so far? Because there's just no way. Because you either have to have some sort of projectile that can destroy that wall, or you have to have the Golden Fleece. And defeated Uriel. You would have had to do all of that in order to get this far, yet there are people who got here before Kratos, and they got farther. I've never understood that, and it does the same exact thing in God of War 1 in Pandora's Temple. And I get it, it's a video game, but I don't fucking care. Ugh, whatever. Just whatever at this point. Anyway, yeah, we are now done with Destiny's Atrium, and we are now actually heading to the next, I believe, Atrium, which has a similar puzzle to this, but to the one that was earlier where we had to deflect the eye beams at her statue. But first we got a little bit of a walking segment to get there, and also we got some enemies to deal with. And I can clearly see the treasure chest in the wall over there, but I want to defeat this guy first so I can get some goddamn space. And there you go. Or maybe there's not a treasure chest in there. I thought there was. I thought there was a treasure chest in there. Don't tell me this is a situation where I'm overthinking it again. Because it looks like it's broken. I can get up there. You just need to time a good grapple. Ah, fuck me. It's one thing I hate about this game. Yeah, I could have done that too. Yeah, I think you can also tell when I generally realize that I overthought a puzzle or a way to get to a set of chests when I pause at the Gorgon Eye and Phoenix Feather screen for a second, because I'm like, did I really just overthink that? Oh my god. Ugh. What to talk about, Not a lot of things to talk about today. I mean, at the time of this recording, Spider-Man Brand New Day is starting to show, and I'm seeing it later, right after this recording, so don't worry, I haven't seen it yet, but at the time of this recording, but I am going to be seeing it about 2 hours from now, which I look forward to it. I always look forward to a Spider-Man movie. I mean, I know people like to say that Tom Holland is the worst Spider-Man, but personally, I think he's the best one. Me. I was like, yeah, now we are in the Hall of Atropos. Yep, here it is again. My controller's acting up because Kratos is doing his version of the Kratos. Is doing the God of War 2 version of the Kratos copter. God, this is. I really need to figure out why my controller is doing that. I never never figured that out. And yeah, shockingly, I finished the game with this controller. Because, like, again, I don't know what it looks like it's doing to me is it's like perpetually holding the L1 button, which is blocking, and also there are certain moves that you can trigger with the L1 button, like the Cyclone of Chaos or whatever. But it's one of those things where it's like I'm not trying to spam the Cyclone of Chaos or whatever version of the L1 and square button attack for the hammer is. But then I think later on in the in the game, for some reason, it just starts acting like I'm pressing literally everything. Ugh, Jesus Christ. Also, these guys still fucking suck. That's why I look forward to the God of War 3 Let's Play, because these guys become your fucking bitch in that game. Because with the fact that you can grapple enemies in 3, it is so nice that you could just grapple them right out of the ground. Oh, jeez. But I guess I could go on my inevitable Marvel tangent. I know this isn't a Marvel game, and I'm not doing the Marvel Spider-Man DLC just yet, but at the time of recording, I mean, so far I think the only MCU movie that came out this year, besides Spider-Man, was nothing, I don't think. I don't think any other MCU movies came out this year so far. Because I know this year was Doomsday. Because Doomsday... Yeah, there it is again. There is... For some reason, I'm doing that. I'm not doing this. For some reason, my game... Yeah, for some reason, yeah, there's me fucking pausing the game to figure out what the hell's going on. I tried turning off the controller and turning it back on. And this time it works, but from here on out, I don't think it works ever again. Yeah, but I don't know what's causing that, and if anyone has an answer, I'd love to hear. What was I saying? Because I'm trying to think. There was something else in the MCU that came out this year. And I know I watched it. Or Daredevil, that's what it was, wasn't it? It was Daredevil this year. Or was Daredevil last year? Okay, hold on. There's a simple solution to that, and it's called Google. Because I can never... With how much Marvel shit comes out at this point, it's hard to remember what came out what year. Not 2026. Let's see. Wonder Man was the other one that I was thinking of. I watched that and I really liked it. Wonder Man, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, and then later on we're going to get Vision Quest and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man 2, which I actually really did like Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 1. I actually really did like that show. But, okay, I was like thinking, like, I knew I saw something in the MCU. And also, Punisher. The Punisher special came out. But, oh yeah, by the way, these guys right here, they can summon Minotaurs. And they also spout out some random spells or whatever. I think some of the spells, like, hurt you or whatever, or sap away magic, so be careful. But you know they're in the room when you hear the... or whatever they say. Yeah, that. But yeah, they can summon Minotaurs. I don't know how often they do it. I never notice when they summon a Minotaur. Maybe they don't. I could have I swear they do, though, because there are times where they're in the battlefield and I see a Minotaur come out of there. But I mean, Minotaurs are exactly how they were back in God of War 1. They're not that annoying. Okay, yeah, he summoned one, because I could clearly see that. And also, I don't know what the aura around Kratos' feet does. I don't know. That, I know what that does. That saps your magic away. But as long as you wiggle the analog sticks fast enough, you can get out of that. But I don't know what the little aura around Kratos' feet does. I don't know if it's like something that like slows you down or something like that. I don't see why that would be a thing in this game, but what was I saying? Like, yeah, in terms of movies this year, yeah, it's only just 2. Spider-Man Brand New Day and then Avengers Doomsday. And I look forward to Doomsday personally, because I'm seeing it on my birthday. I'm also probably going to try to see Dune Part 3 on my birthday, though I haven't seen Dune 1 and 2 yet, but I am interested in it. I do own them, I just haven't gotten around to sitting down and watching them, because, for one, they're long-ass movies. I know that they are. They're like, what, 3 hours apiece? Not like I'm not used to long-ass movies. I mean, I think I sat through Avengers Endgame in theaters like 4 times. And I'm going to sit through it a 5th time in September when the extended cut comes out. because I'm very curious what that entails, because they're saying there's like never before seen footage or some shit like that, or I guess they reshot and they shot some new scenes for it, which is supposedly leading to Doomsday, which I'm assuming what it is, like at the very end of the movie there's gonna be like a Doctor Doom teaser or some shit, and they're gonna finally reveal why Robert Downey Jr. is gonna be Doctor Doom. Spoiler alert if you haven't heard that already, by the way, even though everyone already knows. But I wouldn't be shocked. And also I was hearing that it's gonna be like showing how Captain America returned all the stones and stuff like that, which, as cool as that sounds, I don't see the point in that. I mean, there are some questions about how he returned the stones I have. The big one is, like, how the hell did he return the Soul Stone? Like, to this day, I'm still trying to figure that one specifically out. Because... what am I doing? Oh, yeah, right. Oh, yeah, for this puzzle, what you have to do is you have to... if you remember back in the Oracle's Temple in God of War 1, yeah, we had a similar puzzle like this, where you had to line up these pillars to where you had to line up the statues to where the elevator falls on it, and as a result it can't go any further down, and you just do the same thing and you can jump on and you can use the statues as stairs because the elevator won't stay up. Still questioning how people got this far. Ooh. Alright, yeah, it's just nothing. This guy's holding his own. Yeah. Hope he makes it. Spoiler alert, he does it. But, I still keep up with Marvel for the most part. I think the only time I don't keep up. I tend to, like, miss shows and then watch them later on. Like, I think it took me like a couple weeks, I mean, I didn't watch some of the more recent shows until like after it was over. I know I didn't. I'm trying to remember which one specifically. I think Daredevil Born Again was one of those where I watched the first episode and then I kind of forgot about it for a little bit and then picked it back up around the time it was supposed to end. But this year I kept up. This season I kept up with Daredevil all season because I was watching like 4 shows at once, I think. Because I was watching Daredevil, Invincible, The Boys, and there was one more show that was going on around that time. I don't remember. There was a lot of shows going on at the same time at what point. Devil May Cry, that was the other one. Well, that one just came out all at once. Devil May Cry, I just binge watched through. I know I made the cardinal sin of mentioning Devil May Cry, but I'll do whatever the fuck I want. It's my channel. I like that. I like that anime. I don't care what you say. God, these guys are back, by the way. Oh, by the way, that guy didn't make it. I'd say, you have a parry and you're not using it, you stupid motherfucker. It's like, you have a parry and you're not fucking using it. I am the god of war. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. I am very curious, though, who Zeus was going to get to replace Kratos as the god of war, considering that he is dethroned. So part of me was like thinking like Hades was sitting in his domain, like, hey, you know, can I stop being the god of the dead now? Can I come out? And he's voiced by James Woods in that scene only, and he's like, ah, ah, ah. It is disappointing that Hades was not voiced by James Woods in this, but I also kind of understand why. James Woods is a more comedic version of Hades, and I do like him as Hades in the Hercules movie, and he is Hades in Kingdom Hearts. Like, he reprises his role for those games. But, like, you know, I loved Hades in the Hercules movie. I think everybody did. Especially as an adult, some of the shit that he goes through, I was like, man. Sometimes he has like the most valid crash outs in history. It's like, I do not, like, there are times where I do not blame him on losing his shit. But like the voice actor that they get for Hades in 3, though, he's really good. I like him. In fact, that's one thing I've never really commented on in the God of War series. The voice acting, for the most part, is really good. I think the only one, like, I think the weakest voice was like was some of the voices of the other gods in the first game. Mainly because they were only on screen for like 1 minute, so they didn't really bother with the voice acting in that game. Like Zeus and Poseidon and Hades, they didn't really bother with, you know, voice direction on them, but they didn't sound terrible. I think the worst one, though, was Aphrodite to me, if I remember right. It might also be because her voice line was so fucking annoying because she kept repeating herself about killing Medusa or whatever. You don't have the means to do this right now. I don't know why you're setting it up, but yeah, we actually need something in order to do this puzzle, but we don't have the means to do this puzzle, at least not yet. But I at least get it ready, because why not? Well, if you remember back in Destiny's Atrium, we had to repel the I-beams back at her statue. We're just doing the same thing here. We're just repelling the I-beams back at her. But now we're actually continuing on to another area in order to, well, for one, get something to repel said I-beams. Well, we have one thing already, which is the Golden Fleece, but we can't use it, and you have to deflect both I-beams at the same time. Well, I say the same time, but I can tell you this now. They're a little generous on the timing, to be honest with you. Oh, now he uses the parry. Do I waste my time with this Easter egg? Not. So actually, yeah, there is actually an Easter egg that you can find here, but unfortunately, I can't activate it in this part. You have to wait until you finish off the next boss fight. So yeah, I'm trying to activate it here, but you can't yet. Or well, I'm looking into how to activate it. Like that. Yeah, I walk back out because I think part of the trigger is out here, but it's not. Yeah, so that's me looking it up. So there is an Easter egg that I will trigger. I do trigger next part, but you can't do it here because you just can't. The trigger is you have to beat Perseus, the next boss, and then once you do that, the Easter egg is active. But it's not hard to do. Yeah, I'm still looking it up. My God, dude, come on. I won't say what the Easter egg is until next part when we do encounter it, but yeah. But like I think you see me attempting to activate it, even though I technically haven't triggered it yet, because part of me was thinking that I could trigger it now. Yeah, you see that little star on the ground? That's part of it. But obviously I don't have I haven't triggered it yet, so I can't do it. Even then, I've already failed it. Jesus Christ, dude. you already failed it for one, and for two, you can't even do it if you wanted to. Yeah, but that star on the ground was part of it, and then there's this one right here. And then you grapple. Jump back. But you can't do it yet because, for one, these guys are in your way, so you're going to have to stop top. You're going to have to... Because you have, like, a few seconds to do it. By the way, this part of the... This... Alright, so now we actually have another bit of a time travel jokes here. Yeah, so here's me doing it again. Can't do it because I wasted time, and also I don't have the means to do it. So what you have to do here is we need to get to that door over there. So what you do is you have to use these branches here to... you idiot! That was the end of the part. Okay, that's a way to end a part. Anyway, so the next time we meet in God of War 2, we're going to be continuing on to find the means to destroy the statue in the Atropos area, and then I guess activate that Easter egg. But I'll see you guys next time, and take care.